So something that happens in training for me very frequently are little adjustments that are very hard to see on video for people that are watching. And it's not because they are necessarily insignificant, but they aren't, like, for instance, going to a squat jerk instead of split jerk. They aren't like crazy huge mechanical changes. They're very minute and very little. And what those changes do are allow me to move in different ways or to move a little bit more efficiently. So for snatches, one of the things that I adjusted was to move my hands on a little bit. I believe I talked about this in the last video as well. I continued to have that, and it felt more natural. It felt like my turnover was a little bit faster, and it just felt like it was good. There I missed a 120, but I came back and was able to get it. The kid almost came in front of the camera, but thankfully did not. And snatches were actually moving well. I was just doing pause below the knee. Just to work on that. This is a miss at 126. It was just too much weight for the day. But little adjustment like that on the snatch. And I was also thinking about pushing through my toe, through my big toe. And that's something that I haven't fully fleshed out how it feels or how I want it to feel on the snatches particularly. But I think it will be more efficient because it's something that I had been trying to do on jerks specifically. Cleans have always kind of gone well, so I'm not worried about doing anything crazy with that, but usually when I make adjustments for the snatch and for the jerk, they kind of carry over directly to the clean. And so I'm thinking about pushing through the toe, which is keeping my weight a little bit more forward. And I think a problem that I have with a lot of my lifts is that my weight's too far back, so it's actually helping to correct that and to keep my balance more centered. Because when I did this jerk really right here in the jerks I did yesterday, they felt really good, and you'll notice I'm not drifting back at all. I'm kind of going straight down and straight up, and that's because I'm thinking about pushing through my big toe and keeping the weight more on that big toe when I'm doing the jerk. And here I actually did a 1+2, which is 140 is a really good weight for that movement for me. I don't know what my best 1+2 is, 1 clean and 2 jerks, but 140 is definitely a weight that I'm not very consistent at doing 1+2s. And this first jerk went really well, and the second one even went pretty well as well. And just thinking about my toe really kept me more balanced, so nothing is weird happening. And even on this jerk here, still went pretty up and down pretty well. A little bit of adjustment on that, but 1+2s are always good with 140 plus. Moved on to some squats. I was thinking about my big toe a little bit too as well. Just kind of trying to push through that. Not trying to do anything too crazy with squats because I don't think there's anything really terribly wrong. But I think that thinking through that, driving through my big toe is just allowing me to push through my full foot a little bit more effectively and probably keeping me more balanced. Right there was 200 kilograms, and then this would be 210, which is my top set. I thought for a second I was going to try to pause this before I did it, but I thought better of it when I did the rep. Just did a regular squat. A lot of my big toe thinking, a little bit of adjustment on grip. These are some Snatch Rdls. This is just a big set of 10. And then you'll see the set of 5 after with 160. And then I did some accessory work again, which I may start filming more frequently. Just depends how easy it is to film. I'm not going to go out of my way to film it, but if I'm doing it where I was today and it's really easy to, then I'll just throw it in the end of the video. Not so much that I necessarily think me doing lateral raises with 2.5 kilogram plates is very interesting, but it holds me accountable. It makes me work harder to do them and to take shorter rests, because I did 4 sets of 10 here and basically just rested a little bit in between each of the sets until some of the blood flushed out of the muscle, or I didn't feel that kind of burning in the arms that you get after doing lots of reps. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video, were the little adjustments like that I mentioned in the last video with the grip and then with the big toe, and just trying to when you make changes like this, to see how they feel and if it has a positive carryover with how the movement feels, and then you look at the video and how it moves. And I would say that my snatches look pretty quick today, which is unique because I'm usually pretty slow. And then my jerks, like I was mentioning, how I was going straight up and down. So like mechanical changes that are happening with those, I guess, cues, but really kind of those kinesthetic things I'm thinking about are positive. So they're things I want to continue to think about. Because it allows me to move in ways that are more proficient. So I definitely want to continue to reinforce those in different things that I'm doing. I still haven't figured out how, so the grip on the snatch I'm kind of good with. I don't mind it being a little bit in. I mean, I moved it in very slightly, so it's not a major change with that. So I've moved it in and out a little bit over the years, but I think having it where it is now is good for the time being. But the other one, the toe thing, definitely gotta spend more time thinking about how that's gonna apply to snatches and see how it feels. But that's it for this video. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.